Hello everyone, welcome to the Bonsai Life. Here we go with the next maple, and this is bloodgood variety that is they're kind of sparse and they're not easy to make as a bonsai. You don't see them like very often as a bonsai tree. But this is quite old piece, and I'm like last few years I'm working on this maple like really hard to make a big changes. So I'm developing this branch, and this will be my first branch, and I was also thinking about this to be my first branch, that this is kind of low, but this is not gonna be a big tree ever. At least I didn't plan to be a big tree. I was planning to be a Shohin tree. I'm already out of the Shohin league for, let's say, 3 centimeters. This is 21 up to here. So everything above that is out of Shohin league. But these trees have like big leaves. Usually the people don't make small trees out of this kind of type. But in last few years, since this is in a shallow pot, I find out that you can like make the leaves much smaller than like you usually see. So I had like a leaves this big. I have a few trees, and every year I have the leaves in kind of bit different size. It's because of watering, sun, and fertilizing. So the fertilizer is like when I have different fertilizer, I have of course different size of the leaves. So I was also playing with the idea to make this a bit bigger tree than what I was like kind of like planning to be. So I was like kind of planning to make a chuhin, so about 30 centimeters big, or maybe even a bit bigger, so then those leaves, even if they're like kind of bigger, they will be suitable for that kind of tree. So in that case, if this tree will be a bit bigger, then this is too low and this would be like kind of okay. But I didn't want to give up out of my idea that I'm developing many years, that this should be like kind of smaller tree. But in that time when I was starting with this tree, I didn't have that knowledge about the size of the leaves and everything. So I was just like into Shohin trees. So now when I know everything what I know now, I know it's kind of hard, but it's not impossible, because I see that like every year with this tree. So I was developing this branch instead of this. So I wanted to change the front here. So in that case, this branch got to go, this branch has to go, and some of the top branches has to go. But even if this was my planned front of the tree, so even if I leave that as the front of the tree, I change the angle a bit, like this. I have a scar here, so that's why I didn't want this to be a front of the tree. But this scar is kind of healing, so it's not that big of a deal. But now I will have like few more scars after today. So if I focus that this will be my front of the tree, I still can make like, because I have bit nicer movement on this side than on this side. And then I have this eye poker branch. If this is a front, then I have a better back branch. If this is a front, I have not so good back branch, and I don't have not so good like I would have to like move the tree a bit more towards you, something like this, just so the tree is not leaning that much far back. So now it's leaning too far back. I would need to move the tree something like this. So I still like, I'm not clear in what's gonna be front, and that's really bad. You should be always aware of your front of the tree, so that's how you're gonna style your tree. But either way, if this will be my front or this will be my front, the branches will be the same branches that I choose. That branches will stay, but only just like it would be like just few more touches. If I like choose the front from the other side, it would be just like tiny touches that I can do like later on in spring. But the main thing, what is this branch got to go. These trees don't have that same ramification like, let's say, like Acer palmatum. This is Acer palmatum. You can have ramification so tight that you can hardly see where is like which branch. On this variety, you cannot have that tight ramification. You have always quite bigger internodes, and it's not that easy to get like tight ramification. These trees grow just kind of bit different. This, what you can see, is really good ramification for this type of tree. So you have to consider that in your overall style. So where, how many branches you will have. Now that's why I'm taking this branch off. Like first, this is like 5-6 years this branch just into development. So here we go. This is big cut, big cut. First branch. I know it's like, it looks better than this one because it has movement, ramification and everything, but it's just on the bad place. I think it's hard. Even if this will be my front, this is better first branch than this one. This is older, better developed branch, but this one is on better place. I'm like 2 years, 3 years like just making towards this. So here we go. Big cut, no coming back. Gone. Let me see, what did I do? Oh my god. I think this is just better. So now I'm not done. The next branch is this branch here. Here I have like two opposite branch because I knew I will cut this branch off. So I let this branch to grow. This is like a bit newer branch. So this is old branch that was here. So I had one here, one here. But because I knew I will change everything, so I let this branch grow. I didn't want to cut this one so fast. I'm thinking about that like for a few years, and I'm sure this one got to go. So first branch, second branch, third branch. nicely spread branches. So second big cut, here we go. Oh my god, that's a huge wound. But I knew that. Oh, this will heal like... This will be healing for at least 4 years. And maybe even longer. But I will have everything set where I want to be. So first, second branch. Let me see. I think this is just much better now. Now I have a new buds here growing down lower. So I will use those buds to get my, like this branch here, to get this branch bit like horizontal. This is kind of, I could wire this. I could put a tiny piece of wire and just bring this down, but I think this will be much better. So I will have a branch growing kind of almost straight and then down. These buds will just look much better in time. So I will cut this and I will use these new buds to make the new branch. Now this branch here is on perfect place actually. When you look the shape of the trunk, this branch is on outer curve of the trunk and it looks just it's on the right place. This branch is kind of in the inner curve and it's not that attractive place like this branch here. But I need some back branch, so this will be kind of my back branch if this will be my front. So if this will be my front, I need the back branch, but then this branch is kind of eye poker and I have to get rid of this branch that is on ideal spot. But also I'm like considering the wounds that I made now, they will change the tree a lot. So they will like, that's gonna be also, the tree will look a bit different in time when these wounds starts healing, because that will change a bit with the shape of the tree. So I have a cut paste on these first two cuts and I just think the tree looks much better now. Let's continue with dilemma. I can sort these two branches in the spring. I can shorten this one. I have two buds here and then 1 centimeter and then 2 buds, so I can shorten it here, no problem. This branch growing upwards, I don't think I will ever need this branch popping out on the clutch of these two, so I can take this one off right away. Then I have 2 buds here. This branch is too thick, this one, and I have 2 buds here, left and right, so I can shorten this here, and then I have 2 buds here, and then maybe 2 buds here, maybe, I think, and then really long internode, so I think I can shorten it up to here and develop these 2 buds here. It will be much nicer tree. So let's move up. This branch will be okay, this will be okay. I have also two buds here, so I can shorten it up to here and develop these two buds. Start my ramification a bit sooner. This is anyway straight and ugly, and this is like quite new branch, like newer branch, not the old branch like that one, like the branch that I took off. So I will have to make my ramification and taper in the branches. So I will take this off in spring when this pop out. I will take this off and start my building my taper and ramification. These two branches I will decide in spring when I repot the tree. Should I take this off or should I take the back branch? Will this be my front or this gonna be my front? Now actually this will look like a much better front because I have just one scar here, and that's a really old scar. Now from the other side I have like more scars. So these two I will leave it for later. This one is okay. This one is kind of okay too. Just I have a bit longer internodes that I can fix later. Even with this tree it's like hard as I said like before. Now when we come to the top of the tree, I have like kind of two strong leaders, and I don't need two strong leaders. Like first of all, either I will take this all off and use just this small branch here that has two buds, develop this here, that it's not like ideal direction. If this will be my front, then I would need something like this way rather than something that goes like really bad direction. Or leave this and use this as my top branch, not top secondary leader. And then I was thinking about removing this all and using this as my new leader, and this would be my branch. I have like two buds here, so I can shorten this up to here and make my branch on the outer curve, because this will be gone, or this will be gone, excuse me, this will be gone. So the tree will go like this, this, this. So this will be gone, and I will have this branch here on the outer curve with smaller internodes, and this will be gone. So this will be gone, and this will be gone. You see, I get the new movement, smaller branches, and much nicer tree. So that was my plan for this tree. I'm getting taper, movement, and sometimes you have to risk. And with the great risk comes the great reward. So let's go, guys. Don't be a chicken. Did I say this one? Yes. Okay, big cut, let's go. Gone. Let me see how it's look like. Much better. And now this one. Gone. Let me see. Much better. But now I see the problem. Do you see, guys, the problem? The problem is this branch. This branch is now on the, it's like kind of third branch on the same spot. I think I have to remove this small branch here, this one. Like if I take this whole thing off, like here, I will have this branch as my like part of the top. It would suit more to the tree because it's smaller, it's thinner, and it will just suit more to this tree than this. Oh, but I already took so much from the tree. And these trees are like really apex dominant, so everything on the top of the tree grows really fast. So you have to like really control the top of the tree. This branch, I think this small branch gotta go because I have buds here and they will just grow in like inside. So I think this is safe to take off. And now depending on like on spring, what will be my front, this or this, and this is not bad front also, this here, like this, so somewhere here. Please, let's do one thing, you will like save a lot of my nerves. What do you guys think? This is number one. Number two, without this branch, imagine without this branch here. I'm hoping I'm showing like this. Number two and number three. And then if number three, then I don't need this back branch. Because I don't like when my first branch is back branch. I would like my first branch to be side branch, not back branch. I did see like very famous trees, maples, Japanese trees that had like first branch as a back branch, but that's like famous trees, that's not bonsai live trees. So I know it's like Japanese say, they say it's like good to find the example of the tree that you want to make and go for it. Like keep that image in the head and try to make the same thing. But that's Japanese, you know, they're not that original like Western people. They have different kind of, you know, thinking. Like we think usually that we want to make original piece. They think the best thing is to take something that is already mega super duper extra and duplicate that. I'm not of that philosophy, but I see what they want to say. I see what is like, why to change something that is already perfect, make it again. I see where they're like, what they want to hit, but maybe sometimes our ego is saying make something original, it's just yours, like, so it's something what you made, it's like the best. Maybe that's not, you know, the best thing, but that's Western thinking. So I'm not gonna go deep into the talk, but the one thing that I would like from you guys is to tell me what is your preferred front. 1, straight, kind of, to this here without this branch, and the third is kind of, it leans to you the most. And I'm done with this tree, so all I will do is just I will seal the wounds and that's it. And I will show you what did I cut from that tree, like a lot, like a huge branches, and this is all from that tree, like some really big branches. At least for this small tree, this is like really big branch, same as this and this, you know. So this is it, and I want to work on this tree, and because it's gonna be like really quick, I want in the spring I want to make a small tree out of this, like really small, and like this is Erler out of normal maple, Japanese maple, Acer palmatum, so the green variety. And first of, like, my first initial styling was like, my initial thinking was kind of Shohin style up to here, somewhere here at top of the tree, and branches from here up to here. This was the plan to go off, but I was thinking, and I will remove all this off, so I think this will be my leader, and I will leave this where it is, and I will make small tree, so something like this will be the trunk. Of course I will have here like continuation, so it will be like lot of branches, kind of kaede style. So I will take all this off, but I don't want to do that in the middle of the winter, so I will wait for the spring with that. Only thing I want to do is just like removing a few of these thick parts that I will definitely not gonna use. Let's say this is too thick. I can remove this now without any problems. I still have some buds there around, but these buds, like here and here, I think they will not gonna survive because they're gone. Because this is just like, it was too thick for this kind of high part, like for this part of the tree. And because I know this tree will have like a lot of different wounds on it, so that's why I want to make that now, and later I'm not gonna be bothered with that, so I will just leave the tree to heal. And I always wanted like really small, thick sumo style, you know, kaede tree, and I never had nerves to let the tree few years to grow and cut like into 5 centimeters tree, you know, just to cut. Imagine tree few meters and you cut only, you leave just like 5 centimeters. I always was like, what if doesn't survive, what if, but now I made it from air layers, so I know everything will survive and everything it's not just like, you know, wasted time. So now the thing is just to in spring just to cut the top part and start making the branches. Here I have one branch, so I don't need this one here. So when you're making kaeda trees, you kind of have different rules. Doesn't matter if you have like two branches opposite each other, because when you have this thick tree with lot of branches, it's just looks totally different. So I will leave it as it is for now, and in spring I will make a video about cutting this off. I was thinking to make air layer, but I don't need more maple trees. I have like a lot of new seeds from maple trees. I have like 200 seeds and I don't need more maples. I don't have room to place all the trees. So this is all for today. At least it will be much more maples, but for now on, have a nice day, take care, tickle that like button, and have a nice something.